Also, the nappy debate, why some mums are letting their babies go commando. Is it goodbye to the shag pile?
When you have a catch, you know, he'll sort of look up and say, well done, Mum.
Still to come, the crappy side of parenting and whether your baby should go nappy-free.
I just knew. She was wriggling a bit more than normal, but it's more of a, I knew she needed to go.
Changing nappies. Now, not exactly the highlight of the new baby experience, but for most, nappies are part and parcel of parenting. Or are they? Not for some Nelson families. They've chosen to go nappy-free and say their babies are happy and now the nappy has got the big heave-ho. It sounds a little scary, if not messy, and, well, slightly alternative. So we sent Jendy Harper to get to the bottom of it.
It is a daring stunt to go commando out amongst the people with no underwear in the centre of the city. But according to these mums, their bare-bottom babies are loving every minute of it. Not one of them wears nappies. 6-month-old Sella has never worn one.
What you do is when the baby is born, you for the first few weeks you hold a cloth nappy under their bottom, and every time they do a wee, which is like 30 times a day, you change it straight away so they don't get used to the wetness.
Now, several months on, these mums say their babies let them know they're about to go.
If you're spot on, then she will go straight away.
If we're driving in the car, she make a different noise in the car, or if she's playing on the ground and I'm in tune with her and I hear a different change in her tone of her voice.
So how could you tell that she was really being...
I just knew. She was wriggling a bit more than normal, but it's more of a, I knew she needed to go. Also, she just had a feed and she tends to go after a feed.
Contrary to public belief, they say babies don't produce a constant stream of waste, that they don't wee while in a deep sleep, that their motions become predictable and catchable.
Oh, what's this yellow bucket down here?
But you pick up the patterns, like, oh, she does it every time I feed her, or every time after I feed her, and oh, when she wakes up, she needs to go within 2-3 minutes.
For some people, they're a lot easier than nights, because you know, they're squirming, they need to pee.
It just astounds me, no nappy, nothing in the bed, and we don't have any accidents at night time.
Instead of a nappy bag, these mums pack the potty or bring a bucket.
I don't think it's more work. In a lot of ways, it's a lot easier because all you're doing is putting them on a potty and then you empty that into the toilet, or sometimes I put her on the toilet, and so there's nothing to do.
And yes, you can have it all. No nappies and a social life, as scary as it seems.
There is some level of bladder control, you know, people wouldn't perhaps believe that, but he'll do a wiggle or a cry that I recognise as a wee-wee, and we have got time to get somewhere. It's not going to happen just like that.
If they're out, they just hold their baby over a toilet. If there's none around, they use a lidded container and tip it down their own toilet later.
And I think it's an awful lot less work than having to deal with pooey nappies.
People might sort of look at this and say, you're a bunch of earth mothers.
Yeah, I think you're making a good point, because we...
They're thinking hippies.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, yeah, that's fine. I think we're all very normal people. We're not sitting around all day in wees and poos. We're not watching our baby all the time to wait for the next wee. We have busy lives.
Lives that just got a whole lot busier.
And like, oh wow, this makes so much sense.
This week they took their babies and their potties to the public, invited to speak at a Nelson nappy workshop.
She fed that many times, so she needs to go there and she needs to go there, and intuition kicks in quite a lot as well.
Like the relationship they form with the babies, I mean, I think that's a really great sort of advantage of this method as well as, of course, having no rubbish and no nappies.
A lot of grandmothers will even say to you, wow, I used to do that with my baby, because you know, they're washing cloth nappies with a wringer or a copper or whatever. So many children used to be held out as babies after a feed, so it's nothing new, really.
It's ironic, because if you think of the, well, what so-called undeveloped countries, if they would see that this is on television, but no nappies, they would think, my goodness, you know, the world is crazy, isn't it? Because it's so normal. It's so normal.
It's just like a light bulb coming on, of course. There's billions of babies in the world who have never worn nappies, they never will, and they don't happen to live in New Zealand or the States or England, most likely. They're in China and Africa and all the other places that don't have diapers.
The nappy freeway, they say, is much more comfortable, much cheaper, much greener.
575 million diapers are used every year in New Zealand, and that's an incredible amount.
Of the waste in Nelson, the one single item disposable nappies makes up 7% of the weekly waste, just the disposables.
But they say the real reason they go nappy-free, to build on the mother-baby bond.
So I think that we have a closer relationship, and she's a much happier baby. I'm understanding what she's on about. I know what she's trying to tell me a lot more than my other one who I didn't do this with.
When you have a catch, you know, he'll sort of look up and say, "Well done, Mum." Just try it. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't matter. But if it does, you'll just think it's so wonderful.
No performance anxiety here.
And where are those 175 million nappies, I wonder? 4 mums say their system will only work well if you are a full-time parent. I guess daycare centres are not the place for a no-nappy baby. Now, if you want more information, you can email the Nelson mums. Their address is on our website, tvnz.co.nz, and the keyword is close-up.